Hello, my name is Tonya Winders, and I am the current chair of the American Respiratory Care Foundation. Thank you for joining us today to learn a bit more about the ARCF, American Respiratory Care Foundation. First, a bit about our history. The ARCF was originally formed in California and then moved to Texas in the 1980s as a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We have a 35-year history with the American Association of Respiratory Care as the philanthropic nonprofit arm of the 501c6 AARC. Furthermore, we've worked alongside Daedalus for a number of years to advance the science and the journal through the Daedalus arm of the ARC and ARCF. The ARCF was started by respiratory therapists to recognize and promote respiratory health. That has been evident through our mission since day one. The mission is stated here, and the ARCF is continued to be dedicated to promoting respiratory health through the support of research, education, and patient-focused philanthropic activities in respiratory care. The ARCF is managed by a voluntary board of trustees and supported by the AARC with a master service agreement where staff supports the daily activities of the foundation. However, they are two independent organizations with different tax structures and different corporate entities that we think it's important to understand. So this chart highlights the differences between a 501c3 and a 501c6. So a 501c3 is the American Respiratory Care Foundation, 501c6 is the American Association of Respiratory Care. And what you can see here is that there are different organizational requirements for a 501c3 and that the activity has to be very focused on different types of research and education, social activities, philanthropic work, and has to serve an overall public purpose rather than the specific business purposes of the membership, which is what AARC is charged with doing. So again, there are different reasons for the separate organizations and the differences of tax status of the two organizations. And I know it can be confusing. To be honest, I was in respiratory care for a long time before I fully realized and understood the difference between the AARC and the ARCF. So fundamentally, what we want you to understand is that we're here to work together to promote respiratory care and the advancement of the profession. So here's a bit about the current state of the American Respiratory Care Foundation. We currently have 4 unique ways to give back to our community: student awards, research awards and grants, achievement awards, and the International Fellowship Program. In 2020 alone, you can see how those numbers stacked up and the dollars that we gave to each of the areas, with over $23,000 being given to student education awards, $9,000 in research awards and grants, over $8,000 in achievement awards, and $3,900 in international fellowship awards given. The ARCF also hosts 2 annual events. One is a fundraiser that is usually held in conjunction with the AARC Congress. In 2021, we are excited to offer a virtual experience, a virtual fundraiser that is a step challenge. And so you'll learn more about that through this website. We also have continued to support the annual journal conference. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic, we have made the decision to postpone the journal conference until 2022, when we can reconvene in person to share the latest science and advance the understanding of respiratory care. As I mentioned earlier, we are receiving our administrative support from staff at the AARC, and we did execute a new master service agreement in June 2020 to further solidify the relationship between the AARC and the ARCF. This includes information technologies, marketing support, administrative support, and accounting support to the foundation from the American Association of Respiratory Care. We do pay an annual management service agreement fee for these services that is a fair market value. Also, the ARCF has gone to great strides to adopt Pharma and AdvaMed Code of Conduct and Ethics for how we will engage with industry. We certainly appreciate the support of our industry partners in respiratory care to further advance the mission of the foundation. Our website will be updated in the second half of this year, so stay in touch with the American Respiratory Care Foundation at our website to learn more about the projects and awards that we will be giving this year and in years to come. Why give to the American Respiratory Care Foundation? First, foremost, and always central has to be your own individual passion for advancing respiratory care. I know for myself, given 2 decades in my career in this space, I will always support the advancement of the respiratory therapist profession and respiratory care, research, education, and philanthropic activities. You should also give to continue to advance research in respiratory care specifically by the brightest, most creative, and innovative young professionals in respiratory therapy and helping us to better understand the science behind respiratory care and advance respiratory care long term. Next, you should give to foster continuing education in respiratory care. ARCF remains committed to advanced practice professionals and to supporting young RTs in their journey of advancing their career. Next, you should continue to give to support the Journal Conference, this annual convening to review the latest and greatest of science and to continue to advance the role of respiratory therapist in respiratory care is a highlight that we would love to continue to see your support for. Next, you should give to collaborate with international fellows. The International Fellowship Program has offered numerous individuals the opportunity to come to the U.S. and to understand how respiratory therapists and respiratory care is delivered. And then they've taken that experience back to their home countries and advanced respiratory care in those regions of the world. So yet another reason why you should continue to support the foundation. Finally, and perhaps the most important reason to support the foundation financially is because we will continue to recognize and develop tomorrow's leaders today. It is our commitment and our passion to continue to recognize those individuals who desire to advance the field. And through the foundation, we will remain committed to that mission for many, many years to come. Thank you.